I suppose this street looks so familiar because I've been watching it from the attic window for almost 100 years. I've watched it change, yet most of the time I didn't understand the changes. Not until you came and helped me bring the world in focus, Walt mused as he looked out the car's passenger side window. They had just turned down Beach Drive. "That's Heather's house," Danielle pointed out as they drove by. A moment later, they pulled into the side drive of Marlow House. "Danielle, would you mind if I sat outside for a while under the trees?" Walt asked. "It feels like I've spent an eternity inside Marlow House, and I would just like to feel the air, listen to the birds, maybe take a nap. You have no idea how good it feels to sleep." Bringing the car to a stop, Danielle put it in park, turned off the ignition, and turned to Walt. "Are you saying you never slept when you—" "When I was dead?" Walt turned to Danielle and smiled softly. She nodded. "Dead men don't sleep. Didn't I ever tell you that before?" "Not really. I'm not sure we ever talked about it. And if we did, I don't think you ever said one way or another." "One thing I remember, when on the other side, there are some things we aren't supposed to discuss with those on this side. It's against the rules." "What about now? Can you break the rules?" Danielle grinned at the idea. She had always suspected Walt understood more about how it all worked on the other side than he had shared with her. Walt chuckled. "I just said one thing I remember because since I woke up in Clint's body, memories have been slipping away." Danielle's grin vanished. "What do you mean memories have been slipping away?" Walt shook his head and smiled wearily at Danielle. "Oh, I remember every conversation you and I have shared, every dream hop. The memories I'm referring to are from the other side. For example, I know there was a bargain I made that allowed me to stay at Marlow House, under specific conditions. But who did I make the bargain with? What were the conditions? Or where did this bargain take place? I have no idea." "The condition was that you couldn't leave the house, and once you did, you couldn't return," Danielle told him. "I remember that. Yes, it was part of it. But there was more. What exactly, I no longer remember. I just know there was more. It's out there, on the edges of my memory, foggy and just beyond my grasp." "I'd ask what else you've forgotten, but I suppose that's a silly question. If you've forgotten something, how would you know?" Walt shrugged. "Perhaps, but it's the things that I do remember that make me aware of what I must have forgotten.